Invite.
And then I'll just do like a quick blog post and have it linked to that.
That'd be absolutely awesome.
Okay.
It's very bright. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't working. That's really weird.
Yeah, I logged in and it said you're in a different meeting room, and I was like, well, shoot, I must have the wrong link. And I tried it, and I just tried a different link, and I was like, doesn't work either.
I was at a client. Oh, this is Paige, by the way.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm quite confused. Are you Kennedy or Shakti?
I am moving from Kennedy to Shakti.
Okay.
When I changed brands,
mine in San Diego.
Okay.
And then we're just following up with some of her social media. So welcome to my world.
The place where you make things happen?
Make stuff happen.
Make stuff happen. Yes, I got to get it right.
Yeah. So I loved your pictures for Mother's Day. Very cute girls.
No, those aren't mine. You're not thinking of me because I'm not a mama.
Oh my gosh.
You're thinking, no.
The girl from Calgary.
Yeah, Susan.
Elford.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
That's
Two
okay.
conversations
Like,
in the same hour.
I had to think, and I was like,
I got it now. I'm sorry.
no, it's totally good.
I don't know either of you that well yet. And suddenly, yes, Susan just added me as well from that same group. And I got it. Okay.
It's
All right.
perfect.
Okay, let me, yeah. So tell me where you're at.
Nutshell is, growing, just rebranded with all of Rhonda's work. Really that launched in January. I've been in some form or another at this for about 10 years. And all the pre stuff before that. So one form or another actually since 2001.
Wow.
But this particular format, couple of business name changes and a couple of business entity changes, but about 10 years in the relationship and intimacy space.
Yeah.
And, so I'm an engineer by degree.
You said that, yeah.
So I that's right. I said that to you the other day. So I've been able to figure out a lot of stuff and, get by with a lot of things. And there just happens to be a ton on my plate right now. And trying to figure out what are the right things to hire? What are the right things to learn? And because I can't keep up right now. I have plenty of opportunity that I am juggling at the moment.
Yes.
And one of the things that makes it somewhat timely that I'm looking for is, I think I mentioned to you, I got connected with that producer, and we've got this video series that she's producing.
I don't know if I did hear that, actually.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I asked you if you'd seen the movie What the Bleep Do We Know many years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she produced that movie. It was a big in the new age arena.
Yep.
Quite a big movie. And so last year I got invited through, again, a bunch of synchronicities to be a sponsor to a dating reality show series that they're putting together. And so I've got one episode that's actually going to be launched sometime here in the near future. And I've got one of the episodes is pretty much all about my work. And while I was filming that, she said, I want to do something on you. And so she called me in January and said, let's do this video series.
Wow.
And so we scripted 20, I don't know, I think we ended up getting filmed at 20 or 21, around 3-minute videos on different core topics.
Wow.
And The plan is to launch the first of those and then launch them regularly starting on June 20th on the summer solstice. And so she was like, get your YouTube channel cleaned up and get your Facebook, working so that you can boost ads and get it with the new branding. And, your header probably doesn't work and, stuff like that. And I'm just like, so that's up. And then just really wanting to grow my following. I tend to do well when people engage with me.
Yes. Yes.
I have a decent speaking presence.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I was looking at all of your stuff this morning and so, I'm reading it, I'm understanding it, I'm getting it to a degree, but I'm not getting you.
Interesting. I'm trying to, is that my, I think
that must be you.
Yes. Okay.
And obviously I get people best when I see them. And that's when I was just going to say to you, so what's the video strategy? So obviously you have them in the background.
Yes.
Okay.
So, there is some, there's some of me on YouTube. I don't know if I can't remember what I shared with you on Friday, but I was on VH1 40 Greatest Viral Videos about 5 years ago. I was picked up on the ridiculous Comedy Central Tosh.0 show, but I've been on Tosh. I was on America's Got Talent and got 8 minutes of primetime NBC coverage.
I had no idea.
Yeah, they called me one day and said, hey, will you come teach kissing on America's Got Talent?
Fantastic.
And I said, sure, if you want to, put me on TV to do that, it's probably not going to go well, but sure, I'll do that.
And you have that footage?
Well, I don't own it, but it is on YouTube.
Oh my goodness, because when I was going through, wow, that's just awesome. Because that's so, when I was going through it, to me, it's like, that's the missing element of just really getting behind who you are and what, I said to you, I love the photographs, and I know you said you had some new ones coming as well.
Yep.
But that is fantastic. Okay. I hadn't gotten to your YouTube channel, so let me get into that.
Yeah, it's going to be, and that one is the new one that's barely got, it's not all moved. If you want to go, this one's got some, oh wait, which one are you at? No, this is the old one. Sorry, this is the right one.
Okay.
I'm moving over to the new brand, but this is the one that has existed for years.
Okay. I'm just suddenly looking at the stats. So when was the last time 2 months ago. Okay. There's actually a lot here then.
Yeah, there's it's spotty. It's been when I get inspired.
Okay. So tell me who your ideal client is. Or several, or whatever you have.
Yeah, well, they're somewhat conscious. They have been heartbroken. They're probably single again, or their relationship is in a place where they're struggling. I tend to work, I probably 80-20 singles couples. It's the nice guy, the sensitive new age guy, and the go-getter woman who can do anything, and then she's frustrated, overwhelmed, exhausted, and pissed off at the men in her life.
Right.
Those are the two core profiles, but then it's people who have recently gone through breakups or divorces. They want to get it right next time. I have a Tantra educator background, so I will draw some people in that are looking for more of the sacred sexuality perspective.
Yeah.
And so there is some, even if they're not conscious of it, there's some level of spiritual awareness, or at least conscious awareness.
Yes.
Those are the core elements of who. Gotcha.
And in terms of the relationship when you're coaching, is it all virtual or how much face-to-face or?
It is, my core programs right now run, there's a series of 2 that run 4 months. And over those 4 months, we do 8 Zoom training, bi-weekly Zoom. And then they fly in for 2 weekend retreats. So that's
Gotcha.
the under what I offer, Activating Soul Love and Loving Soul to Soul are the two core programs. That's my
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the second one in the series. Oh, that
Okay.
looks terrible.
Well, I have a very big monitor, so
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it all fits, but yeah. Yeah, because what I'd love to see on each of these pages is a short video from you just really talking about what it is. There's some good words in here, and I think it needs more pictures of who the ideal people are, because I think what we're doing is almost missing, like, who is this for? And there's not enough pictures for me of exactly who we're trying to reach, and it's like, oh, that's me, you know, and just whether it's pictures of people that you know, or we get some really good stock photography of exactly that kind of person, what they're wearing, where they sit, how they go for coffee, all that kind of stuff. I think there's a good opportunity to engage people closer once they can see exactly that correlation.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have, we chatted on Friday, and I haven't had a ton of time in between to go much deeper.
Yeah.
But those are my observations initially. And then, what's the other thing I was going to say? In your newsletter that I signed up for, and I got your first email. Let's just find it here. This one here. Again, I got that because I signed up.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, there's lots of text.
Mm-hmm.
There's one very small image.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an awful lot of text without any other images, except for you at the bottom, which is beautiful. So I'd love to get more visuals into this, because I think that's really what's going to go engage. And then if we could get a video almost at the top of the email that we'd link to the YouTube channel, so it just plays. So they get to see you, they get to see your eyes, they get to feel your vibe. I think that's going to make the connection, way, way different.
Got it.
Because it reads great, but they say people are time challenged. If they're emotionally hurt, the images and the video is going to be where they gravitate to. And then, because I read all the points and went, okay, I know people like that. Yep, I know people like that. And I'm sure there's a huge need for this with the right connections. And I think it's a very engaging visual elements that I think we're just short on, which will make a big difference.
That lands. And I've always, it's been that balance. Again, this is where I kind of get by, because I'm like, don't overwhelm them with pictures is kind of what, give them the, so I've actually probably intentionally gone the other direction, but, seeing it, it's, I'm like, are the pictures a pain in the neck when you're on mobile? Just give me the information,
Well, yeah. But then mobile, it just takes it into one. So normally the picture that you'd have to the side just then becomes the center. So I would, do you look at your stats to see how much mobile traffic you get compared to desktop?
It's been a while since I've looked.
Be interesting to sort of know that. My guess is that mobile's growing.
Yes. I want to say it was more than 50% last time I looked.
Yeah, I would think it could even go as high, once we get this together, as high as 70 or something.
Yeah.
And then we have a 7-second attention span to do. So it's that, as I said, that year of the finger, and what's going to stop the finger. Mm-hmm. It's normally the video with captions and or a great picture or infographic or something like that. That's really people are going to say, oh my goodness, that's totally me. Or I know my girlfriend or roommate or whatever, that is totally who they need. And then I think we can get those much stronger connection points. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. I like your finger analogy, mate. And I've watched a couple times. I'm like,
what a terrible thing to say in your world, though.
Well, really, but I was like, it works. But the funny part is you just made me realize how much it applies to the emails too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. See, these are awesome pictures, but it's an awful lot of you know?
That space, they're working on revising because they were cutting everything off. So I want to say this has all probably just been recently changed. And I'm like, oh, this was not, it was like, we went from cutting the heads off to.
Yeah. And let me just see if I go to like a normal laptop screen. Yeah.
It's still too big.
It's too big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, this is, yeah, I see this to me is absolutely where there should be a video of you just explaining your passion for what you do. And yeah.
What page are you on there actually?
I'm under about. I always.
That's the whole page?
Yeah.
What the heck did they do to my, oh no, there was the rest of it down there.
Oh, it's down there. See, to me, that's,
but it looks
at this
like
point, I've stopped.
Yep, I see that. I'm like, where's the rest of the page?
Yeah, and then we got the sign up box, okay? And then we go deeper, okay. Okay. Now, I spoke to some people recently, don't know if you know them, Freddie and Elspeth.
Yes, Freddie Zantel.
Zantel, exactly.
Yeah. He's on my list. Another person that I did not follow up with from October, because literally when I was there in October, the whole brand was just birthing itself.
Yes.
So from October to January, I birthed the brand, and then I launched my program. Now I'm catching,
I love it. Yeah. And the question I had for Elspeth, and I said, I know this is going to be a really bizarre question, but I've read your website, I've read everything. When you teach your classes, and I'm just going to be the elephant in the room here, do people have clothes on? And she went, yes, of course. I said, well, you don't say that. And I didn't know. And I was totally awkward. Like, I don't know what kind of people and how they teach this, but this is, I need to know. And she said, of course we do.
I get that question, and I don't do nearly what they do. And I get that question.
Yeah. Because I think that's a big thing that would just even if it's before we go anything else. Yes, I do teach about this, and yes, I do keep my clothes on. That alone would break some ice.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, people are like, I don't know, because some of the words that you're using just really are the right. But when you start deeper love and intimate pleasure and self-love, and it's just like, okay, I'm not sure if this is for me.
Right.
So yeah, I think we just needed some really bold, just so you know, no, we don't.
Yeah. I love it.
So I think just, and that's your personality. I'm seeing it already, coming out. And this is a little polished, and polished is good, but I want authentic. So I always talk about that authentic piece. I didn't quite get. That's just, stunning photograph. I would totally have that. This, to me, should be this. That should be the top of the page, right there. Because then I'm just lost in your eyes and I'm reading it. I think it's just too low down the page. Is this in a Divi theme?
It's what is it? I wish it was in Divi. They didn't use Divi this time. They used, what's the other one? It's like Divi. Visual Composer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little harder to move around, but it's not hard. But yeah, that's what I totally would do, because that as a header would totally entice me to find out more, with some call to action sort of in this paragraph, because right now it's all split up a bit.
And I've hated it since they designed the website. And I'm like, you guys are the website designers. You're supposed to know how that call to action to me is worthless. And my opt-ins have dropped since I got my new website.
Yeah.
I'm trying to deal with it right now, but
And there's no pop-ups, right?
Not yet. That's one of the solutions that we were talking about.
Yes. Yeah, I would say that would make a big difference. Sometimes that can be a 400% difference. And again, it's got to be sassy.
Yeah.
There's
well,
many.
And it's funny, the sassy. I haven't joined sassy. I
don't mean that in terms of Lisa Sasevich, but that.
Funny. Yeah, but that word, the like sensual, sassy, sexy. But it's really, and then it's really heartfelt and genuine.
Yes.
Like that's me.
Yeah.
All of that.
I'm with you. I am with you. Okay, getting it now. Yeah, no, I'm liking it. And then if we could get, I mean, these clips on Fox and all the other things that you got.
No, they're not on the media page. There is a media page, but they're not all on there. But most of them are available.
Okay. So is there a reason that we're not showing these on the site?
Well, I actually just made a task for my assistant over the weekend. I'm like, wait, the America's Got Talent one isn't on the site. And VH1 used to be, and it got lost in this move. So that one, and so no, there's not a reason that they're not there other than that they got missed. And I'm just now catching that they got missed.
Okay. Yeah. I said that's the kind of stuff to me that would just totally rock your engagement, keep people on the page for a lot longer. And it's all here. It just needs a rethink, and then it's part of your social strategy when I get to the page, because the branding is fantastic. I mean, I love what you've called it, but I need some video to sort of just get your vibe into my psyche. It's just like, I totally need her to help me get to where I need to get to. Yeah.
And this really resonates.
Yeah. I mean, this post here, my mission, that's great. But if that was you in a, I don't know, boudoir sort of setting of colors and stuff, and just said, this is my mission, and then you know it off by heart, and you just speak it into the camera with no fabulous lip gloss color, whatever your favorite color is, then yeah. I work with an image stylist called Liana Chauli. She's a lady that dresses Lisa Sasevich. We were on a workshop with her the other day, and it was a little embarrassing question here, but somebody said, what is the best color lipstick to wear or lip gloss? And she said, okay, we're all adults here. Let me tell you, the most attractive color for your lips is the color of your nipples. And I'm like, oh my gosh, did she just say that?
I have not heard that. Oh my God, that is too funny.
And so she said, let me tell you why. And she talks about how when a baby is born, the mother's aureola changes color darker, so the babies know how to zoom in on it. And she said it's so subliminal in our heads that we just zone towards those colors because that's how we're brought into this earth, that men and women automatically appeal to that color. And I went, I can prove it. I'm like, I am absolutely sure you're right. You just totally made me want to go and hide in a corner. But wouldn't that be a great blog?
That would be a really great blog. Oh my God, that is too funny.
And then you're totally just taking all away the inhibitions and it's like, oh my gosh, I like this girl. She cuts right to it.
Well, and it's funny because, and this is a real balance for me, and it's part of the shifting the brand. Before I got to Rhonda and the Divine Navigation pieces, I led more with sexuality. And it brought me a kind of a mixed clientele. Mm. And so I've come back to more of the intimacy and the love with the shades of sexuality. Okay. Rather than leading it in front. And so it's an interesting balance. And I have a call with her on Wednesday, I think. But one of the pieces I was going to bring up was that meeting people where they are with the curiosity of sexuality and then drawing them to what they really need in order to have the good sex.
Yeah.
And so there's a new piece of that I'm looking for. We did a couple of videos around sexuality. When should I sleep with them? We did. And it's kind of fun. That one we did actually put me, it'll probably be one of the best ones. We did the intro and the outro sitting on the bed. And then the rest of it, I'm standing and speaking in a different setting. But the intro and the outro are on the bed saying, this is where we all want to end up.
Oh, that's so perfect. Yes. So when are you going to be able to use these?
June 20th is when they're going to be, that's the schedule of availability.
Okay. Can you get a teaser coming out of it or anything?
Yeah, I can totally get some teasers.
Perfect.
We're in the rough cut edit process right now.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Now I'm getting in. And obviously you're doing quite a lot of webinars with other people, and
I've been on a ton of summits, and I'm starting to say no. Like the whole first half of the year, once I got my program launched, I've been summit crazy.
So has that built your list well?
So. Some of them I've done, probably the max I've gotten out of any of them are 300, but I'm not sure. It's maybe built my list 700 or 800 this year.
And when you do a special offer with the webinar or whatever it is, or the tele-seminar semis, what are they getting as the juicy sign up?
What I call the Ecstatic Intimacy Jumpstart Kit, which has the Path of Soul Love roadmap in it, the questions, do I embody the conscious masculine and the conscious feminine? And then depending on whether you get the singles or the couples version, the 25 secrets to dating and the 7 mistakes you don't want to make in the bedroom, or the 7 practices for great sex and something else.
Dang. I'd read that. Here I am 30 years married. I'd read that.
Yeah. You're still making love, hopefully.
Oh, you know it.
Absolutely.
You know it. Yeah. Okay. The other thing I'm trying to look at on this page of yours, do you mind, as our friends already, making me an admin of this page? I just want to look at a couple of things in the back end.
Hang on a second. And I was struggling to make Betsy one, who's the video producer the other day.
Just go over to settings.
All right.
At the top, you should have insights, all the different extra toolbar than me. And then over in the far right, there's a box called settings.
Hang on one second. I thought I had it open, but let me just open it.
This all should be trying the page.
And then ecstatic. I'm on the stupid business manager thing.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay. And this.
She just page rolls.
Okay, business manager. And page rolls. Come on. Going slow. Page. Settings. That's what I want. And then page rolls. Sorry, I was like, okay, assign a new page roll. Right. John, oops, other keyboard. Jonathan Christian. And doesn't usually ask for my password.
It's starting to actually. Getting more and more.
Okay.
You haven't posted on Instagram yet.
No, I have a bunch of followers and no.
You got 400 people waiting to get turned on and inspired, and.
I know, I keep getting the new pop-ups and I'm like, I need to put something out there. I don't know what.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and the cool part was one of the things we just did in this recent photo shoot was really try to take a bunch of photos where it was easy to make memes out of them.
Yeah.
So that was definitely part of our strategy.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's going to get easier.
Definitely possible.
Okay, you should be an admin now.
Awesome. I just have to refresh. There we go. I'm looking for, I'm just trying to find it. Okay, I'm not seeing it, which is what I thought. The one thing that can make the biggest difference to somebody's page is how many other pages that you go like and engage with.
Oh.
I don't think you've done that.
because I like them as myself and not my business.
Gotcha. And we got to do it the other way, because we got to get people back to here.
Okay.
And that's why I was just wondering if people also like, but there should be a box about pages that you like. And I'm not even.
I probably have never, I don't know that I've ever liked a page as ecstatic intimacy.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the big missing thing. The other thing is this one here, where people have sent you a message on your business page, and it's taken you a very long time.
I've been now watching since I discovered that was tracked.
Yes. It's huge.
I wasn't paying attention to it for the longest time. So now, just in the last 3 weeks, and nobody sent me a message. I'm like, somebody sent me a message so I can change this.
Yeah, and just have a few friends, you'll soon get it back up. Because if you respond to people really quickly, like within an hour, that shows just. I'll give you an example. I was in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, and I have a form on my website that people fill in.
Yep.
And I got this form, opened it, and basically this fellow said, "You don't know me, but my wife says we need to talk." And he was general contractor, and sent me a link to his website, and he said, "We really need some help." So I looked at it. I knew the company, actually. They're fairly local. I then worked out who his wife was, and she'd heard me speak. And I just messaged him back probably within 20 minutes and said, "Scott, I would love to meet you. I'm just literally at a convention in Las Vegas, but I'll be back on Friday. How about we meet early next week and let's talk about it?" And he emailed me back then. I said, "Okay, yeah, that's fine." So we went for lunch. I called him on the Monday morning. We actually met for lunch on that Monday. We started to sit down. I started to tell him all about my company. He went, "You don't need to." I said, "Okay." He said, "First of all, my wife heard you speak and she really liked what you said. And she's been in my ear for about a year to call you. But here's the thing," he said, "I send you an email at 7:20 at night. You're in a bar in Las Vegas, and within 20 minutes, you reply back. You had me." Because he said, if someone cares that much about his business and his lead generation, that's the guy I want. And so that's really the difference of getting back to people. And the fact that they can not touch you, but reach out to you and get some kind of relationship going straight away. Because I'm guessing once people decide to reach out to you, they're hurting. And they've already made a conscious effort, decision process to sort of get in touch. I think that would be awesome. But what's so interesting, I can't even find the box on your page that says liked other pages. It's people also. Let me just go. Let's just see if Page's business manager has done something weird. I'll do mine. Okay, so right here. See Page's feed?
Yeah.
I am not seeing that on your page.
Now, I think you can configure.
I think that's what it is. I think it's just missing.
It's probably a configuration thing, I'm thinking.
Yeah. So, and then it used to be that you could like other page, you could go to somebody else's page and just check a whole bunch of boxes. You can't do that anymore. You have to physically like them individually. So there you go. So now I find you. And now I've liked your page as my business.
Oh, okay.
And straight out the gate then, when I go over to it, then I go to your page. And sometimes Facebook does some weird things. It still often defaults back to your personal profile. So when I look at it.
Yeah, I was going to say, so how do I know?
So you have to, see right now it thinks I'm you, because I have to set up my, so I go back one, and then I go back to me. Okay. This is me personally now. And then I go like it either as me or my business, but you just have to, but it's in page roles where you can actually, you go to the roles and you actually say, I want to be my personal or I want to be my business. And then it defaults to that. Okay. Got it.
Do you spend more time as your personal or business, or do you flip back and forth?
If I'm high energy, I spend a lot of time in my business. If I'm just a little tired, it's much easier to do it personally. I am my brand, so it's as you are. So it's not too much difficulty to do that. But really the effort, and it's a couple more steps, but the effort is best because this is what people come back to when they hover over. So if I hover over all these people now, that they're all personal pages, but if it was you and it hovered over your business page and people went, oh, what's that? And then they're straight there.
Gotcha.
So it's literally one click away.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. I just needed to fill in some gaps to get to where you get to. Okay. I love it. Love it. So I am super open and sensitive to all this kind of stuff. There's not a lot that shocks me anymore. I'm marginally homophobic, I'll be honest. Just wasn't the way I was brought up. I just took on my first partner couple client in Palm Springs last week, which
Wow.
is going to be a little interesting because I could tell, and he didn't say. And in the end, I said, "So, what's your partner's name?" You know, obviously, and he said, "It's David." I went, "Okay, great." You know, and I just thought, let's just, you know.
Yep.
But I've been dating the same chick since I was 16 years old. And as you can probably tell from my presentation, we are still ridiculously in love.
Yes, I love it.
And we live for hotel sex. I mean, it's just like the best. I mean, we have kids at home, and it's just very different when you go away. And yeah, I'm all for it.
Nice.
All for. So a lot of people say, so what's the secret? You know, you've been together this long. What's the secret? And depending on how cheeky I just feel, quite often I just say, well, great sex, simple. And he went, really? I went, absolutely. And Debbie will thump me in the arm at that point. And say, hello, what about intimacy and time together and time apart and respect for each other? I went, oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah. I'm the guy. You're the, you know.
But yeah, no, I think there's a sassy quality in your marketing. We're just, it's there. I just think we need to pull it out. That's probably the wrong word to use, but you know what I mean.
Oh, I like you.
But that's how it's going to make. That's going to make the difference.
Yep.
A little less polished, a bit more sassy. I would love to see I totally want to see a blog about 50 Shades of something.
There is one baried in there somewhere. 50 Ways to Take Me, I think.
Oh, wow. I love it. But that should be right up there as one of your featured, because with the 50 Shades of Darker, or what was that last?
Yeah.
The latest movie was.
I mean, Darker, I think it is. I didn't see the one.
Blockbuster money like crazy. It's actually a lot better than the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard so much less. Interestingly, I don't know anybody that has seen the second one. So now that you say that, I'm going to have to go watch it.
Well, I haven't read the books. Debbie read all three, and she said the first one was a very pale imitation of the book, which she was really disappointed about.
Yes.
But she said the second one was very on point and much stronger caricatures. And yeah, no.
Cool. Okay.
Worked for me, put it that way.
I'm with that.
You know?
Awesome.
But yeah, that's to me, that alone would get us some really good coverage.
Well, in this blog page, my old blog page, and this is where I gave up some stuff and got some stuff when I moved, because I hate this blog page. It's another thing that I have the designer trying to come up with.
Yeah.
They didn't move a bunch of the tweet stuff that was in at least the newer ones, and they didn't move all the pictures, and I hate this layout. I think it's really hard to read.
It is. I mean, we've got all of this white space. One of my favorite site designs, well, there's two site designs that I just, I type terribly sometimes.
It's all good.
I can't even spell, but it doesn't matter. Google knows what I mean. If you ever follow this guy, he's quite out there, but his blog is just, I mean, it's all image. And then, you know, and that's it. That's his homepage. But
interesting.
Blog is so well done, and it's full screen images every time. And but really, it's the image that gets you to decide whether you're going to watch it or not.
That's true.
And they're big. And I just think, yes, got it. Really, really good. And then the share boxes and
And that
hashtag.
they didn't do on my site either. I'm like, there's no share stuff. I'm like, really?
Oh, okay.
There's no share stuff on my site. I've got a punch list going with my web guy right now, but.
So isn't she in Rhonda's group then, or is that the designer?
No, that's part of, Colleen did all the graphic design, and she's in Rhonda's group. And we hired out another web designer who had another guy behind her. And, I like some of the other stuff. I'm quite sad that I happen to be the one that Colleen decided not to take it on herself. And so, and I didn't know at the time, so we're cleaning up some of the stuff.
Yeah, no worries. Trying to think if I know anybody else in this space. You probably know this lady. I think that's her name. Have you ever met this lady?
No.
Okay.
Wow.
She has this thing called the Vagina Chronicles. And she makes a bucket load of money and has such incredible core pelvic muscles. But that is a coconut that she is.
Oh my God. Wow. Woo!
Yeah. And she does this all over the world. And, but you can see how the images, it's ridiculous.
They say a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've watched a lot of her videos. I bought one of her programs and she doesn't hold anything back. There's no nudity or anything, but
yeah,
there is nothing she doesn't talk about. And her programs, she's got this retreat to Bali. People pay big ticket, and she is, well, you can see,
yeah,
she's right out there in lots of ways. It's almost too much.
Yeah, I couldn't go there.
No, I wouldn't want you to, but you can see how her imagery.
But the imagery speaks volumes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think somewhere between the two.
Yeah, go to Evan Mark Katz on either his website or MARC. Yeah, that's him. His website, and then his social following. Like, he's in this space, he's my I don't know. His social, and I haven't spent as much time on his website, but
that's an old design. My goodness. Yeah,
his social, he's got, I don't want to say 77,000 followers, I think, on Facebook. And his memes are great. I'm always sharing his memes to my community because they're so good.
That good, eh? Yeah.
He's the one that I most frequently share.
Oh, okay.
Without question, he's the one I most frequently share.
Interesting.
And some of them are the text, and some of them are the couple pictures, and there's just, he posts a lot.
Yeah. Some strategies actually recommend that you post 8 times a day.
He probably posts 4, I think.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, 70,000. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So he's the one I've been keeping my eye on.
And I don't actually think his branding is that strong.
No, I don't think it is either. Some of his downloads are really nice, really well done. His couple of his freebies. He's in an upcoming giveaway that I'm doing. And they look really nice.
Yeah, and this is what I'm looking for you, is that straight away the intro video that really positions him and who he is on his Facebook page.
Got it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I knew you could do that.
Oh, yeah. So that when people sort of get to the page, straight away, you can have that video box higher, but it's right there on the homepage before it even got. And then you can see pages liked by this page. That's what I wasn't seeing on yours.
Looking for.
Yeah.
Got
it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Now that's now I'm. Now you got me.
Okay.
So you were thinking about an OBM or a VA or what to do?
Yes, OBM, VA, social media company, what, where's my best investment right now? And it may be more than one.
I think it needs to be. An OBM might be a good idea. It just depends how many clients you're juggling and what else you're doing in the background and who's doing your accounting and who's helping you with your email lists and your autoresponders and stuff. So, I mean, I don't think you need an OBM. I mean, I don't know what your turnover is and how many clients you're managing. Is that okay to ask?
Yeah, totally. I'm totally an open book. I'm like, if somebody's going to be willing to help me, I'm going to, give you as much as I can give.
Yeah.
So my programs have about 20 people in them, and I'm coaching, and I'm about to launch the second one. So I'm in a sales cycle while I'm doing that, and I'm getting ready for this 40-person, well, it's going to be probably 35, 36 experts gift giveaway that I'm about to launch. And then I've probably got another 5 or 6 just straight now it's probably closer to 10 one-on-one clients.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not huge, but the amount of activity just seems to be ridiculous. And so now on top of, the branding and the sales launch and the Love Library launch and the Facebook.
Okay. See, I've got quite a bit going on. Yeah. And in terms of turnover for the company?
I don't know that I'm great with that. I'm not even sure how to answer the question.
How much are you selling a month?
How much am I selling? It varies. Over this year, I'm probably around 100 for the year. But most of that got sold January, February. Okay. And, the last couple months have probably been 5, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're bleeding. Oh, sorry, that's probably the wrong phrase to use as well.
It's okay.
I have 4 women in my house. I mean, gosh, talk about.
You gotta have some really good masculine energy, which is in my body, my being, and in business, it's one of the things that, trying to hold the feminine and have some masculine support. Yes. And it really does make a huge difference. And I know you've got some, when you do what you do with your 4 women and you have the relationship you have, you got some mojo.
Well, thank you. I guess I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So see, if you hired someone to do your social media right now, they would be looking to you to give them direction. Mm-hmm. And I think they would do an okay job, but I don't think it would take you any further than where you currently are.
That's what I keep trying. I've done that.
Yeah. And that's, you need a whole, just some of the stuff that we just talked about, that you laughed about, that's who you are. So the last thing, I get bored quite quickly doing the same thing again and again. That's my wife just loves that, because variety and all that kind of thing. So if I'm writing for someone's social media, the first 2 months, I'm totally into it. I'm loving it. By month 3, it's like, yeah, I can do it again. But look, somebody else needs to do this. So I just find my ideal sweet spot when I work with somebody is about 2 months. The 3rd month is always the transition. We have 3 full-time people who work for me that do social media, and they're all in the mid to upper 20s, super talented, super mobile friendly, just love to find the right kind of articles, and then I just feed them inspiration, and they write on behalf of 20 or so clients that we work with. We do that. But I think in the first instance, we need more strategy, mm-hmm. and we need a lot more, spice in the flavoring to really get the engagement, to get people buying from you. Because I think that's just, obviously once people are with you, they probably stay with you. And I think I'm sure you do a lot of valuable work for them. I'm sure the testimonies will attest to that once I go through them. but at the same time, if I'm fishing, what that lure is on the hook to bite, I think is the biggest opportunity for you and me right now. It's just how we position you to really, it's like, oh my gosh, I love that girl stuff. Like you like Evan's stuff here.
Yes.
We've got to get that same sassiness in your stuff. And I'm not saying you have to go and buy a coconut and get some twine, but that's what she's done. And she's been featured all over the world for these crazy stunts that she can pull now. And somewhere but then it could be, we should be totally riding on your kissing thing on stage. I mean,
well, and there's some of that. If you go back to my page for a second, and get a little bit further. I have to go back a little while, but there's one that, this is where.
Gosh, I'm using this so I could open right now.
On my Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, let's just go behind the scenes and see what's actually happening.
And I had a boosted post that I just did this one to test because I was tagged as a dating site and I hadn't been able to boost. And so we tested that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Just to see if I could boost something. And it's the first one in years.
Yeah.
I got approved. So that skewed things a little bit.
Isn't that interesting? 800, 620.
I know. I don't know. Oh, those are just page changes though.
Oh, I see. Oh, you should hide those.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to do that.
So when you do that, just here, and literally just
delete.
I don't know if it's delete or it's just hide from the newsfeed, depending on where you are in the thing. Because I don't delete the post per se, but you just need to hide it. When you go into the newsfeed, you can hide it. Okay. I see that.
So the one I'm looking for, keep going. Oh, it might be over on my personal page. Yep, I'll bet it's on my personal page. Yeah, I know it is. I was trying to find one of my more sensual shots, but it's on my personal. I posted it on my personal page.
Okay, let's go have a look.
And that I haven't gotten my name changed on here because I don't legally have the name change yet.
Okay, so this is because you got married or?
No, it's
got divorced or which choice?
Well, I got divorced 20 years ago and that's still my married name. And I was like, I'm done with it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going. Soon. Oh. Shoot. Well, maybe it's a little further than I thought.
You live in Fort Collins?
I have been in and out of Fort Collins. I'm actually down in Louisville right now.
Okay.
Shoot. Well, keep going. Oh, I wonder if some of these things get hidden because I don't think it was that far back. No, maybe it was because it might have been right. It's a really sensual shot that.
Well, I've got to see it now. I'm not stopping.
I don't even know what that one was. My dog.
Cute.
There was that one, and it must be in the vicinity because I think it was the same time frame. So here's part of that's the picture from America's Got Talent. That was when Betsy and I were
Oh, is this the video shoot that you did?
That was the shoot with Betsy in LA last month.
Oh, cool.
I didn't realize it was this far back. Sorry.
That's okay.
That one.
Nice. Very nice.
So I've got some more things.
And look at this already. Yeah, 50.
Right.
Straight from that. Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. That's And that's a very similar picture to the one on the About page, which is way lower.
Yes.
That is totally where you should be. Yeah, mic drop. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So try and there's just one of me and trying to figure out what I should do. And I'm like, okay, I know this is going to work better, but you know, it was obviously, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that long ago. It was April 3rd. It's been 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, that's very cool. That's very cool. So we gotta get, it's the 15th. We got to get this branding consistent so that we got the same name on everything. Cause I think your Instagram was one and one was the other. And so we got to get that right.
okay.
And then which isn't too hard. But do you have a Snapchat?
No, that one I have not signed up for.
Okay. It used to be just teenagers, but it is absolutely not now. And the millennials that you're trying to reach, you could actually have a very strong following.
Actually, when you say millennials, what is that age range?
That is a really good question because I am just doing an article for somebody right now. And when you say millennials now, this is people coming of age between 98 and 2006.
That's actually not my market. Believe it or not, I didn't say that. I said the types of women and the types of men, but my clientele is occasionally I'll pull somebody in their 20s and once in a while in their late 30s, but it's more common. My 3 most recent discovery calls, they're between 68 and 72.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I actually pull from late 30s to late 70s.
Oh my word.
My oldest program participant was 82.
I love it.
So, and my most common age is probably 50s. My median is probably the 50s.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I did not get that either. I figured when you talked about the dating scene and not getting, to me, the topics of the blogs were all about young professionals.
Yeah. And so that's interesting feedback too, because that's not who my buyers are definitely late 30s to 60s.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I was just checking that I was recording this call. I am. That's okay. I always like to try and record these so we've got them to work with. So, wow. Okay. So in terms of, I think I sent you a rate sheet, right?
No. Mm-mm.
I didn't?
I don't think so.
I thought I emailed it to you just after I called you this morning.
Oh, well, let me go look. Because today has been, my makeup artist was here at 6:30 this morning.
Oh my word.
And I've got, after we did the second half of the photo shoot, it's been.
Yeah, 10:58 my time.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me get in my inbox. And that's funny because I've been trying to scan the inbox for things that were important. All right, I wonder if it's in spam because I haven't opened by any means everything, but Jonathan, it should have been from you, right?
Yeah, it could have been we make stuff happen at Gmail actually.
All right, let's try that.
And it went to Joanna private at.
Oh, that's why. I keep that one as one that I just don't. I usually use that one for my clients and the stuff that I absolutely want to see first. But then if it's a busy day, it's the last thing I check.
Okay.
I will get, yes. Okay. Got it. All right. So open. Okay.
So you did get it.
Yes.
So I mean, there's a couple of things that we do. I mean, we do some pretty big ticket work, but you've got a lot of it down. You're probably on some things 40% of the way there, and other things 60% of the way there. So somewhere in the middle, I think, is where you need to be. So what I do with this document is when I work with people, I look at if you've got let me just share my screen.
Yeah,
again.
I have it open. Although if then I can see you.
Yeah, let me just go back to Zoom and I'll share my screen again. Okay, got that?
Yep, thank you.
So basically, the areas of business that we normally look at is the email marketing, the list building, which is predominantly through social,
Mm-hmm.
how we do your marketing using social to create that engagement strategy,
Mm-hmm.
and then the community management, which is connect, and that's that liking as your page and really getting your brand out there in such a way that you're a known entity. So that's the sort of 4 areas. And then what we can come alongside, obviously you've got the setup, you've got the branding, you're doing some posting already. So some of that, as I say, we've done.
Yep.
Your strategy for your social brand awareness is where I think we could really make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
You may well have a calendar of what's coming up, and then we just need to tie that in. So, you know,
It needs, that was the big thing with, you know, as I was, sorry, these glasses, they felt that I can't stand them. You know, going through just even the first module of core content.
yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, but I'm like, I have so many ideas. I have so many old blog posts. I have so many potential videos. I'm like, I just need a database, and I don't know how to tie all this stuff together.
Yeah. No, that's good. And you might even want to have, you know, themes. I mean,
I think that's what really is going to be needed, is some themes and categorization. And I was even thinking, I'm like, maybe there's a way to set this up so that, you know, different posts and different quotes and different videos all get tagged with, you know, here's, you know, some different.
Yeah. And you could create almost like a movement in so much as you know, it might be like Friday night. Okay, girls, you know, it's like sweats on, bra off, wine open. What are we watching? You know? And people say, oh yeah, that's me. And then Monday morning, okay, you know, we are power dressing. We are wearing like the, you know, the highest heels, the sassiest lingerie, and we're going out and we're going to kick ass this week. You know, and because really creating that kind of tribe. And then the guys, it's like, no, those shoes are not polished. If you want to impress people, you want some damn good shine on those shoes, man. Because first thing a lady looks at is the shoes. You know, so get polishing, you know, get out there, you know, change your cologne, you know. Nobody likes all this neck hair hanging out of this shirt. You know, trim your chest. You know, adjust.
That's not as much me.
No. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just.
But that's okay. Yeah, but I get the concept.
Yeah. So we just need to sort of just come up with some action statements so that people will say, okay, I could do that as part of whatever that, and then different themes for different weeks, months, days, even.
Yep.
So. You know, everybody, I still don't quite know why everybody calls Wednesday hump day. And they'll have all these pictures of camels, and it's a hump of the middle of the week or something. But, you know, that could be kind of fun to play with. You know?
That could be fun to play with.
Yeah. And then, what is it? So, is that phrase? It's Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is hashtag WTF.
Yeah.
You know, so you can sort of, whatever. So we could play with days of the week a lot and come up with some really fun strategy around that. And then list building, I think the opt-in boxes are just blah. You know, we got to get something that's really crazy. And then I would start sending people stuff in the mail, and you know, just waiting for, you know, maybe it's ginseng tea, or it's, you know, skimpiest little black number, or whatever these sort of weird things are. But there's a big thing in the 50-second movie of, what are they called? I don't want to be too explicit here and get embarrassed. 2 stainless steel balls, but balwa.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're Asian.
Yes.
I can't remember.
I don't know. Never ever had an experience of them, but that was part of the movie.
Benoit.
Yes, Benoit. And they go out for dinner at his parents' house, and you know, every time she moves, her eyes are just like.
Yeah.
So you might sort of, you know, have some of those in your hand and say, okay, these are to the next 10 people that sign up.
This is where I have to watch that brand piece of, being, you know, leading with sex, because the essence, the journey that I take people on is, and again, it's really obvious that there's part of this that gets missed, because it's this path of soul love. So the idea, this path of soul love is ecstatic authenticity is part 1. So it feels so good to be you that you never want to be anything but you. You never twist yourself into a pretzel, settle or sell yourself out for anybody or anything ever again. Then
that was good. That's totally should be on your website.
Well, and it's there, but it's buried in one of those programs. And there you're actually available to be seen, which means you're available to be loved.
Gotcha.
Then we're going to create ecstatic intimacy, which is where we can now love soul to soul, heart. So the first one is soul. The second one is heart. We're connecting at that deep, intimate level. And then we can bring the body in. So that's ecstatic ecstasy. So ecstatic authenticity, ecstatic.
Oh, right. Love it. Really like that. It's almost like a little sandbox. You know, the Zen little sand tablets that you can,
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
Okay. So we can do that. I'd say a lot of the stuff you've got, but this is kind of where we go, and then working together with the strategy, the setup, and this is a very intense month that I work with somebody. We come up with different graphics of your own with your own memes and getting your business totally registered on all that. And that's what we charge when we go full on with a brand with somebody.
Okay.
And then following on from that is the numbers I was giving you the other day about and in the first month, we do all that social media with you as well.
Got it.
Different monthly plans, different platforms, and then more of an agency stuff for like what we think you should do on whichever platform.
Okay.
And how to do that. I mean, your Instagram is crying out for imagery because you got 400 people like, I'm waiting.
I know.
It could be huge for you, and getting the right hashtags. And then there's a whole different module, which is when we come back to the website second time round, it's like, okay, now we're appealing to people. How are we appealing to Google?
Well, and I'm actually paying, and this is one of the things that I'm like, well, I'm paying, and it's not that much, but I'm paying $300 a month right now for search engine optimization. I'm like, I can pull that and put it somewhere else.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder what they're doing for that.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't understand enough, and they didn't pick the keywords with me. They picked the keywords off the website, and I'm like,
And do you do any Google pay-per-click?
No.
Okay, so it's all organic.
It's all organic.
And is that a national campaign or a Colorado campaign, or how?
More national.
Okay.
They're trying to get me to do some more local stuff, but
we normally start local first. Like, let's just say, your state, and then once we nail that down really well, then we go wider.
And that makes a lot of sense. It's interesting because I've got such a diverse following. I've got a woman scientist from India who's now, invested $8,000 with me probably. And I had somebody out of Bulgaria, and and then I've got some local people. I was more focused on the local, in my activity a few years ago. So it's been that, but that may be the place I've actually toyed with. Does it make sense to focus my next launch locally? So I'm open.
Well, what we just find is if we get the local right first, then it's easier to go wider. Whereas if you're just trying to drop a cup of coffee off a plane into the ocean to see where it lands, I mean, who knows? But on the runway, you can see exactly where it lands. And then, so we kind of do it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Not that we just want you to be in a local area, but it's easier to nail it down. So we did quite a bit of that and sort of working it through, and there's all sorts of other stuff in here, from different discovery sessions to VIPs and all number of things.
So, and I'm going to end up running, I've got another client.
Yeah, of course. Oh, actually, goodness me, it's nearly 3:30.
What's your
flies and you have fun.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome. So give me, with your expertise, what would you recommend, knowing I'm trying to balance investment and budget, but it's time? Because part of what you said is when I went to Rhonda, it was, I'm working way too hard for the results I'm getting. And so we've got the brand now in pretty decent shape visually, and the brand story, like I just told you the brand story and you got it.
Yeah.
And it's powerful.
Yeah, I do
But
now.
now, taking that brand story, I've got this great brand story, but you get on my website and you're like, you don't know who I'm targeting. So the people landing there don't know who I'm targeting.
Yeah.
And, and then they're not getting the message. And I know if I was doing some stuff like Evan Mark Katz, people would be following me because he gets lots of followers because it's sexy.
Yeah.
Not sex, but it's attractive.
Yes.
So given that's where I'm at, and I am, kind of behind that 8 ball, but what would you recommend?
Okay. Well, now that obviously you need to go, and I have a 4 o'clock. I got to prep before 2. Give me a little bit of time now. Now that we've had this real conversation, to give that some thought, and I'll drop you an email with what I think you should do.
Okay.
And if you want me to do it with you, awesome. But if not, I'll happily give you that roadmap.
I'm very interested in that. I like your approach. I like your masculine energy. I like you and your funness. And I think we can just refine getting, where that soul love versus the sex piece, but that'll come. So if I can make it work, I'm very interested. That's just what I got to see.
I would love that. Yeah, I would love to do that too. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And then, are you wanting to try and get this done by June 20th, or is that?
I want to it just needs to be engaged. And we could talk to Betsy, about, do we want to push that date for those video launches, or does that become part of the strategy? So,
So do you have a timeline calendar that you could send me about what you've got coming up, so I could see how I could, because that's very tight timing for me at this point. With other things that we're doing. So send me a calendar of what you've got, and then I'll read that through, and then give me a day or so, and I'll get right back to you. Thank you. Sorry I got you confused with your colleague this morning.
No, it's totally good.
Oh my goodness, how embarrassing is that?
It's all good.
Because I'd looked at her Facebook page and yours literally back to back, and I got mixed up.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
I'll send you this. I'll send this video through as well.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.